Yeah, we got one visitor. No, we have zero visitors. Hey, what's going on? We got 4 people. Where y'all tuning in from? Let's see if anybody talks or chats. Welcome, welcome. 6 people. Hope everybody's having a good Thursday. Where y'all tuning in from? You got any ghosts? Any ghost stories? Yeah. Um, do you really want to hear a ghost story? I don't know if it's real. What's that? Jennings, I'm not doing all right. Just, doing the best I can. All right, so ghost stories. You will ask me this close tonight. I'm a bit scared. I'm a scaredy cat. I have this thing. I have uh, one thing is I have idiopathic hyperinsomnia, uh, which causes me to have sleep paralysis. And growing up, the house we lived in, I didn't find out until I was older. A man died in my room. So when I was little, I used to have these episodes of sleep paralysis where I would see this figure in my closet door, and it was always a man, and he would always come, and he seemed like he wanted to take, I would say, my spirit down to the basement. I hated the basement because it was like this cold, scary little place. But when I was older, I was at the house. I'd have moved out. My mom and my dad separated, whatever. I moved out, but I would come and visit. And I never liked being downstairs in this area, so I would stay upstairs. My dad was a truck driver. He drove trucks during the night times across country. So at this time he was not at home. My dad wore boots, and so when he walked around the downstairs, you can hear the boots vibrating throughout the house because he was very heavy footed. But again, this day I knew my dad wasn't there. There was nobody at the house. I was upstairs in my auntie house, and I heard footsteps coming from downstairs. And so I know my mind was tricking on me, playing whatever case may be, so I just ignored it. Then I felt the footprints as if they were walking on the ceiling in a circle above me. That's when I freaked out. So I called my mom and told her I'm gonna wait outside until she come pick me up. Later on, I called my auntie and I asked her, has she ever heard footsteps, anything strange thing going on downstairs? She told me yes, and she told me that she don't pay no mind to it. And she finally told me that they didn't tell me and my cousin because we stayed at home by ourselves, but a man died in my room. Yeah, I'm living in my car. I am the bastards of the military. Nah, that ain't it either. Another sleep paralysis story. Do you know what sleep paralysis is? The Have you heard it? Yeah, no problem. I got a lot of stories. Um, I can tell a deployment story too. So another sleep paralysis story. I end up staying with a friend. Oh yeah, I hate. I've been having sleep paralysis since I was, I want to say, 8 years, 8 9 years old is when the first earliest time I've had it. And if you look it up, sleep paralysis is usually triggered by trauma. Um, but this particular time, this is actually a couple years ago, 2020, no, 2019. I was staying at a friend's house before I was going to Japan for orders, and I was in this room that was converted into a bedroom. It used to be a living room. Thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I just hopped on right now. I appreciate people talking to me. I started kind of like going internal and thinking about how much this sucks, but I thought I'd hop on and see if anybody would be willing just to, just ask questions and I'd answer. I love talking. But this particular night, the people I was living with, they had a little party, and I'm kind of antisocial, military, whatever. I didn't know these people, so I stayed in the room, and I went up falling asleep. So as I was sleeping, I had an episode to where as my sleep paralysis, I was looking over to the corner, and I seen somebody standing there, and they were looking at me like I got goosebumps. This is crazy. But they were standing there looking at me like they were curious, and so when I'm in my sleep paralysis, I've learned to either know how to grunt, and if I really focus, I can like focus on one body part and kick myself out of it. And so I started like grunting, and so it kind of went back into the corner, and I was like, okay, like it's gonna pass, like this is gonna pass. So I tried to relax, and I still couldn't kick out of it. And so as I was trying to kick out of it, whatever it was came back and it sat on the bed. I have a thing to where I don't like to sleep with my face uncovered. My face is always covered. But my face so happened to be uncovered, like kind of halfway uncovered. And so I can feel this hand like coming up towards my cover, trying to rip the cover off my face. And I grunt out, I like kind of like and I woke up. And that next morning I went and asked the people I was staying with, and I asked them, I said, who room was this before it was made to a room? They said it wasn't a room. I said, who died in here? And they asked me, how did you know? I said, because whoever was in there, they were trying to take the cover off my face. Where my head was sleeping, it was a fireplace. And so I asked my auntie, who's country, and she says usually when people have been fully passed over, they remember everything how it is. So if they didn't pass, they saw from their point of view a stranger sleeping in front of their fireplace with a cover over their face. And so they were intrigued because it wasn't a bad nothing bad. It was more so curious. They were more intrigued to see who it was. And so but my roommates, nobody, they never told anybody that somebody died in the house. I was the only person that figured that out, and that's happened years ago before they even bought the house. But I've had a couple of spooky, especially on deployments, seeing stuff out in the middle of nowhere that wasn't there, or people said it was there, but it yeah. This life is crazy. Where's everybody tuning in from? I got 5 people watching. I appreciate the likes. It slowly will. Everything, God has a plan for all of us, and this is a part of my journey, regardless if I knew it or not. Um, I'm in IA. What's IA? Who's this? Cass. I was deployed to Afghanistan twice. Oh, Iowa. I've been in Iowa. I was in Des Moines for a little bit. I was in Twin Cities. Is that in Iowa? Jennings is Twin Cities in Iowa. I know Des Moines is. I know it was in Des Moines. Yeah, I had did I was a drill instructor, and we went on our recruiter station visit. So I went like every day. We were going to different recruiter stations over there in Iowa. P Pennsylvania, right? Don't even have me abbreviation. I ain't been nowhere. I ain't been a lot of places, but PA is Pennsylvania, right? Okay, all right. Yeah. I haven't been a lot of places. I definitely have been in Pennsylvania. Iowa was only work related. So when it comes to politics, man, I wasn't born in politics. I wasn't raised in a house that went, are you Victor Vance from? Oh, Victor. I thought you were talking about something else. Out of middle school state wrestling champ. Oh, that's dope. That's super dope. I was actually. It's funny. My algorithm on I think Instagram has been showing me a lot of a wrestling takedown techniques. I don't know why. It became interesting to me. So I think that's pretty dope. When I was in the Marine Corps, we incorporated a lot of wrestling in our mixed martial arts. That's a program we do, and it's called Marine Corps Martial Arts Program, and pretty much is a whole different variety of martial arts, wrestling, fighting techniques put into one. But I think wrestlers are pretty dope. That's the way y'all cut weight and all that stuff. That's brutal. That's brutal. What made me join the Marines? Honestly, people doubted me. People always doubted me. My ability. People, I was like quote unquote like the little brother of my group. People thought they had to protect me. I was quiet, and people just thought I was a pushover. So when I started talking about it, I heard people start doubting me, and I didn't know what I wanted to be when I grew up. I just knew what I did not want to be. I knew I didn't want to be no crackhead. I didn't want to be no doughboy. I didn't want to stay in Chicago. I'm from Chicago. I'm on my grandma's iPad. I'm actually a guy, just so you know, and yes, it is. Hey, what's going on to Charlie and but when I joined the Marine Corps, like people told me like as I was leaving, oh, we'll see you in a little bit. Like you ain't gonna last long, and so I used that negativity. Even my dad didn't. Nobody believed that I was gonna be a Marine, and honestly I didn't believe it either. Every day, even in boot camp, as I seen people quit consistently. I was like, I'm next. I'm next. Like I'm going. Something's gonna happen to me where I'm gonna go home, and I made it. I was able to retire. Did 15 years. What's that? Is it Charlene? I'm hanging in there. I'm doing the best I can. I finally got a gym membership, so now I can shower. I can shower and stuff daily. I'm finally finding a routine to get by until things change. But yeah, that's why I joined the Marine Corps. Even on deployments, even talk about it now. Even while talking about now, it's still a shock because I never expected it. Like where am I, like state wise, or where am I, like well physically I'm in my car, my mobile home. I'm always quiet. My mom think I'm a fair because I have really bad grades and mad that my dad left me when I was 7 years old. All right, I'm gonna tell you something. What was this? You said I'm gonna tell you something, little buddy. All right, so check this out. It's crazy because you won't understand this completely until it happens. Everything is happening to you for a reason. I'm gonna give you a little insight. Um, No, I'm not from Kenya. But my dad called me stupid all my life. I'm gonna make sure you still there. Who is this? I know you're due, but Bridget, are you still there? I want to talk to you directly. I want to make sure you sit there. Cause this is why I do this for. Okay. All right. So my dad called me stupid my whole life. His mindset was that he was trying to use reverse psychology, but words at that age, I'm talking about since I can remember. My mom and my dad got divorced probably like by 9 years old. So from 9 years old all the way up to 19, my dad has called me stupid, told me I should be a crackhead, thinking that was going to have me do the opposite. I took that and it aided me so much because I established that mental barrier in my mind and thought I was stupid. So when it came to school, I barely graduated high school. I graduated high school with I think it was like whatever the bare minimum is to graduate high school. That's what I graduated high school from, and I didn't think I was gonna be anything because of I thought I was stupid. I grew up in a broken home. I grew up around a lot of abuse, and all different types of abuse. I believed that I was worthless. And that's what the world wants you to do. The things that happen to you, yes, it sucks, but if you can harness it and turn it into strength versus pain, turn that pain into purpose, and then it's a process. It's all a process, but I'm telling you, you can be whatever you want to be, right? You can be whatever you want to be. Don't ever don't let this world, don't let your mom, don't let your your absent dad or whatever case may be, don't let that define who you are, because you are destined for greatness, right? Everything that has the cards that you were dealt, you make the best of them. It doesn't feel good. It doesn't feel nice to not have your dad with you, or your mom saying whatever case may be. But I'm gonna give you even an example. Look at all the people to show you that it's possible. If you do a little bit digging on Google, look at the people who are famous, right? Look at Eminem. You know who Eminem is, don't you? You still there? Charlie, it's good. Look, I'm all right. Yeah, I'm here for y'all. But Eminem, Eminem grew up with a mom who pretty much everything, called him a thief, wish he told him what she wasn't here, and all the type of stuff. Wish his brother was the one that survived, and all the type of stuff. And you see how he turned out. Yeah, he had to go through some rough parts, but pretty much, like, yeah, he took that pain and he turned it into purpose. There's a lot of famous people, even your Twitch people, YouTubers, gamers, all that. A lot of them, a lot of people have been through a lot of trials and tribulation, hardship in their life, and that hardship is what defines them to do what they need to do. Yeah, I look, I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely appreciate y'all. Be good. Make sure y'all get everything tomorrow Friday. Y'all probably got school, but I appreciate you stopping by. His uncle was his best friend. Yeah, we sometimes people got fortunate enough to have strong people in their lives. I didn't have like a super close I guess uncle or somebody, or like a I didn't have a big I didn't have a male figure. Uh, I didn't male figure growing up. It's pretty much I took the good and bad from every man I saw, and I apply it to my life. And that's what you can do. You don't have to have somebody there. It's easy to have somebody there consistently that you can talk to, whatever the case may be. But as long as you can decipher what's good. Hey, I appreciate it, Charlene. I appreciate it. Um, you can take good. You know what good looks like. You know what bad looks like. And a lot of stuff is trial and error. That's the thing about life is, it's trial and error. You go through phases. You go through phases, and then one crazy phase is when you start talking to girls and girls start giving you attention. That's a totally different phase. It's just, enjoy the small the small things that, responsibilities you have now, because I can tell you one thing. I wish I would have savored, the freedoms I had as a kid, even though it was a lot of scary time as a kid. It was a lot less scary than, going to Afghanistan. I tell you that much. But everything that's happened to you, just stay focused on wrestling, and you'll be good. I was a married man. I was a married man. You good? No problem. Just continue to lay into your wrestling, right? When you start feeling like the world is against you, when you start feeling like, you can't do right, whatever, use that negativity that people say, like, your mom. Shit, my mom said lots of some negative stuff to me too. I use it as power. You take that when a lot of people tell you stuff and negative stuff because that's how they feel about themselves. It's called foreshadowing, right? Not foreshadow. It's called shadowing. It's putting their negativity on you. It's because they don't want to carry it, and they believe if they can make somebody else feel like crap, that they'll feel less like crap. You know what? You makes you strong. You even on a public forum, not even knowing me, sharing that. A lot of grown men don't even share that they going through something right now. So you show more maturity as a young man than grown men who and sitting in positions of power won't even say publicly. So if you're already tuned in. You just continue that same mindset. That mindset, that humbleness, that fear, not fear of being vulnerable. That's gonna take you a long way. A lot of people gonna misunderstood you like they misunderstood me, but it's still we win at the end of all of this. So continue with the attitude, saying, being humble, being hungry, showing not sympathy, being empathetic when people talk to you. That's something that's not practiced often during this day, especially in the younger community. And so you are already light years of maturity wise and a lot of your peers. What you playing? Was it a purpose? Was it intentional? Um, Probably about almost 2 months. If Jenny said it's football. Football is a contact sport. You got one objective. As long as you hitting right, you hitting the correct way. I mean, you can't control, you know, what happens next. So it's a contact sport. In due time, I'm enjoying enjoying this. not being responsible for anybody. I went from taking care of myself to being a Marine, then being a dad to a single dad, and then this is the first time since I was excuse me, since I was 19. Yeah, this is the first time since I was 19 I've been literally on my own, not responsible for kids or Marines. Thank you, I appreciate it. All the blessings. I think you just standing around talking to me. Yeah, I wish everybody thought that. I wish everybody thought that. Some people think I'm a monster because of what I look like, but I'm not. I don't know. I just hop on. I just hop on. I just hop on when I won't say when I feel lonely, but when I get it in my spirit to talk. Instead of going internal and thinking about negative thoughts, I might as well spread positivity. Oh, thank you. I just give people what I want in return. I'm a grandma's boy. My grandma told me if you can't don't got nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. And so I chose a lot of times not to say nothing at all, and people took that as weakness. So, but Bridget, yeah, I don't, it's not even a constant. I don't even know. I streamed yesterday. Did I stream yesterday? No, I streamed the night before. No, I did stream yesterday morning, early, like 2 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, Charlene, I don't know. There's so much negativity going on in the world. Like, why add to it? Like, why stir the pot? I I know I've been places where it's not nice, and I don't want to be around that place. It's yeah, it's just it's a sad world out there, and I don't know what trying to navigate it, especially for the young generation. Man, y'all definitely got y'all hands full, with the social media and everything that's going on. Just make sure you just stay humble, be humble and respectful. That's one thing that's taken me a long way, just being respectful. Yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. Regardless, like I that's one thing that take you a long way. It's respect. That's one thing that's missing in this world. People lost respect. Um, I'm not physically tired. I'm emotionally tired. Yeah, New Year. Um, I'm not tired. Just emotionally tired. Just draining. Yeah, hopefully, Jennings, that New Year I'll be able, you know, my New Year resolution be in my own spot. But if I don't, I'm fine. If God sees fit that me be here and for New Year's, and I'll be here. I'll make the best of it. It is 6:35 p.m. 635, aka 1835. And plus, this gives me an idea too. This is a good time for me to stream if I do stream. You are, let's say 3 hours. What? What's that? No, that's not Midwest. Oh, well, yeah, you all over, what, Pennsylvania? Oh, yeah. It depends on are you lifting heavy? What you doing? 5-5? What's your rotation as far as weight? What you doing? Five big reps of five? That's what when I used to compete, I used to compete in physique and when I was I figure 215. That's bad. That's pretty good. That's really good. That's really good. Little beast. Make sure you I heard wrestling is big on flexibility too. Make sure that 215 you just get strong. Well, make sure 4 reps. Okay. Okay. That's dope. That's dope. Yeah, you gonna be what you say you said middle school, right? Oh wow. You a big boy. Like not even big, you just strong. You just strong. That's a gift. That's a gift, and you gonna get stronger. The biggest thing is make sure you control that strength. What they say with great strength come great responsibility. Like you gotta if you lifting 215 at 12, you're gonna be lifting a lot more. So you gotta control it though. You gotta control it. But that's good. That's really good. That's good. How tall are you? Let me guess. You're let's see, 115. I want to say shit. What you like 5'3", 5'4"?